Hello, ladies and gents. Truth unbelievable. I'm making this short video about the lady in Florida who was driving with her ex-boyfriend on the hood of the car. And, she said that he was psycho and that he wouldn't leave her alone. Um, you know, I know this type of situation all too well. My daughter's father attacked me a couple months ago and broke my nose, actually, because I told him he couldn't live here anymore. We see stories every day of women who have broken up with their deadbeat boyfriends that don't mean them any good, boyfriends that just want to take, and give little, if at all. Boyfriends that keep giving promises and not keeping them. So, a lot of us as Israelite, aka black women, a lot of us have to deal with this sort of thing, because we're moving on in life once we find out that we have that we're in a relationship that's not going anywhere. And, once we get away from toxic people, whether it's boyfriend, toxic family members, or friends, we're moving on with our life, going back to school, taking care of our children. A lot of times, black women have to do a lot of things on their own. They're fortunate to have family members that'll help. But there are many times when a black woman, sometimes can't even rely on family members and have to do everything on her own for her children to make sure that her children have, which in turn makes us strong. So I'm making this video because I see this epidemic of black men in particular. I'm sure it goes on in other races, but I'm black, so I'm going to talk about black men in America and what I know about. Black men in particular, at enormous rates, are killing and abusing women when they find out that the woman is moving on with her life. They become extremely jealous. Which most of the time these type of people are jealous from the beginning, but they hide it in the beginning. They become extremely jealous. People used to talk about women having children to trap men, and now the reverse is happening. Men are making women promises, begging them to have their child, which is actually what happened in my case with my boyfriend of 4 years, begging them to have their child, and then not living up to the promises that they promise, not living up to the responsibilities that they're supposed to take as fathers and providers. And then when the woman says, you know what, I've had enough, I'm moving on with my life, the woman's been working consistently. That tax money rolls in. She's able to get her a vehicle. She saved up money. She's able to get her a vehicle. She's going to school, which in turn is helping her get better jobs. And these men get jealous and can't leave the woman alone. They stalk women. They kill black women at enormous rates. You've even got now black men killing their sisters, killing their younger brothers. There was a case in Georgia, I believe, a couple weeks ago, where a man killed his either 17 or 15-year-old little sister, and she was banging on the neighbor's door trying to get help, and unfortunately, horrifically, she wasn't able to get help in time. You know, I'll make a video about my situation to kind of shed light on the epidemic. And but this situation with the lady driving the car, and her ex-boyfriend wouldn't leave her alone, and she was on her way to pick up her daughter, and she was driving with him on the hood. You know, I understand where she's coming from, because these men, they don't think that you're ever going to leave them alone. They think that they are just supposed to have access to your home and your nice vehicle. Most of these men don't even have a consistent job or a driver's license. These type of men we have to stay away from. So anyway, I was just making this video, this little short video, to give my opinion on the situation. She said that the guy kept stalking her. She was on the way to pick up her child. You know, at the time she was afraid that he was gonna break her window and try to come in the car. I see that she had a nice car, so obviously she's somewhat responsible. The car was in good condition. You know, she was going to pick up her child from daycare. So, you know, it's just unfortunate. I think a few weeks ago, there was a lady in Chicago who was on her way to work, and a black male rolled up on her in her car, asked her for her keys and her things, and she didn't want to give them up, and he shot her in front of her 3 children. So there is this epidemic of black men that are destroying women, families, killing women, beating up women, because women are coming to their senses and leaving these, what my dad called them, jarheads, leaving these jarheads and deadbeats alone. These guys that don't have any type of vision for the next 5 to 10 years or goals. So keep divesting in these black men that mean you no good, black women. My fellow Israelite women, keep doing your thing. Keep going to school. Keep furthering your career. Keep taking great care of your children. And God will send you the right man. Anyway, peace. Until the next time.